I've never felt younger and more youthful and more energetic in my life before. So I think it's just a constant journey, and you have to keep accepting yourself as yourself, and you also keep evolving.
Hey guys, this is AskAviArya, father of 2 girls, 6 dogs, husband to a superwoman, a street car racer turned hotelier, now social media marketer and founder of Internet Moguls. Welcome to my channel.
So Sukriti, as per our format, what we always do is for our guests, we have something called a hero introduction. I believe that the shortest distance between two human hearts is always a good story. You tell somebody a true, genuine story and you connect hearts forever. So I'm going to give you a short story of who I am, and then we'll ask you to tell us your story. Sounds good?
Yeah,
all
sounds
right.
Excellent.
So excellent. So my name is AskAviArya, father of 2 girls, 6 dogs, husband to a superwoman, a street car racer turned hotelier, now social media marketer and founder of Internet Moguls. This we call in our community as our quick short hero introduction. Over to you.
I've done the 3-day workshop, so I better know mine well. So I'm Sukriti Talwar. I'm a mother of a 17-year-old son who's 6 feet and 2 inches tall. I don't know where he got the height from. Definitely not from me. And I have an amazing husband who just lets me be me as an individual. And I'm a fitness enthusiast. I wouldn't call myself a fitness expert, but I am constantly learning and motivating through my journey. So I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome. So guys, for all of you people, Sukriti and I went to school together. In fact, almost in the same class for some time. This seems now like many years ago. Modern School, Barakamba Road, New Delhi. It seems just like another lifetime. It's been such a long time. I think we've all changed, evolved, and I think at this stage of our life, just enjoying every bit of it every day and being grateful. The one thing that we have common is I think that both of us have this burning desire to say thank you God almost every day.
Yes, very much. I think we connected more through that than anything else.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yes.
Absolutely. So Sukriti, one of my coaches told me many years ago, I still work with 2 coaches over here in Canada because I believe everybody needs somebody to be able to show them the mirror and tell them where they're going wrong so that they can get out of their heads and do what they need to do. So one of my coaches told me, every human being is a permission slip. We are all giving permission slips to others to say, hey, you know what? I'm doing well. You can do well too. What allows you to be fearlessly you?
I think what allows me to be fearlessly me is that I've never been comfortable being anything else but me. So when I try to, I've always just done my best being myself, but I've also constantly evolved. I was never into any fitness journey as such. I was the laziest person. I literally played no sport in school. I just games period for me used to be like just going to the canteen or faffing around here, and there was like a break time for me. But I think that the fact that I accepted myself as I was then, and then as life just happened to me, which was at a much later stage after my son, much after my son. I had my son when I was 27 years old, and I started running when I was 37 years old. So there was a whole decade after. But I think the fact that I allow myself to not be just jailed by age and the right time to do the right thing. I don't have any such concept. I just feel when you're ready to do something, you should just jump at it and do it. I don't think age or your gender should be anything to do with that. I've just recently started playing tennis 2 weeks ago, and I've never picked up a racket in my life before that. Maybe for a picture or something I must have, but it's just I've never felt younger and more youthful and more energetic in my life before. So I think it's just a constant journey, and you have to keep accepting yourself as yourself, and you also keep evolving. So that's the beauty of allowing change to happen as and when it does, and embracing it.
Perfect. Because this is one challenge that most of us are not able to overcome, which is to accept ourselves the way we are. We are either in the past, I should have become so and so, or now while I'm in the present, I'm thinking of what I could have been. So a lot of this has to do with the company that you keep. Would you believe that? They say you're the sum total of the 5 people that you hang out with. I often say, you show me your 5 friends, I'll show you your next 5 years.
Yes and no, because I think I'm the only one amongst my closest friends who's gone so into, I mean, all my friends used to be into their gym and exercise and all at that stage of life when I was totally out of it because I was genetically always thin. So, because, for a long time, thin was being fit. If you're
Sure.
thin, you're fit. You don't need to, like, why you go to
Right.
the gym? You're so
Right.
thin. It was never about strength or energy.
Right.
It was just like only fat people are supposed to work out or exercise or whatever. Otherwise, like, why are
Sure.
you even doing this? So I
Right.
wouldn't say of course it's a lot to do with company, because now I feel that now that I've got into this journey, I am coming across more people who are like minded, and now I connect with them much better because our lifestyles are similar. We sleep earlier, we eat healthier, we don't drink that much, we prefer early mornings, our workouts mean everything. So that way, yes, the connect is far more. But I think if you really want to make a shift, you have to just, even alone, just make that shift. Even if you're not in that in the company, you can't keep that as an excuse that I have to find the company and then go. You have to find your goal, and then when you find the goal or you find your journey, the company happens automatically because you've chosen that path. So you will come across those kind of people. And I've
So you're
noticed that.
saying, hmm,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
please go ahead.
I've noticed that also when I've like, when I was pregnant, I would only meet pregnant people. When I was practicing
Sure.
Buddhism, I would just come across Buddhists. When I was, I don't know, it's just, I think when you are following a path, you tend to have those conversations and you tend to find people like that. So it
Right.
happens automatically.
So just to recap, what you're saying is you need not necessarily have a starting point where you're supported by the people who are doing what you want to do. But once you take the initiative to do what you want to do, eventually you will land up in the company of people who are doing what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely. Because you will be following a direction of your passion or whatever you're passionate about, and I think on the journey you will just continuously meet people who will inspire. And my circle is, I mean, my friends are still my friends, the ones I used to hang out with, but I've totally changed so much with knowing different kinds of people from different backgrounds of life, which in
Right.
a modern school was totally all mostly the similar background people. You would rarely meet someone who would teach you something else. Everyone came from the
Sure.
similar households. And also, I think
Sure.
I've learned a lot more through my running journey, because I've met people from the army, I've met people from the navy, I've met people from like such simple homes, I've met people from extravagant homes. I've just met all walks of life, and everyone has such an amazing and inspiring story. So which is brilliant, and like you're constantly motivated.
That's fantastic. Tell us about that story of yours on how you once went to Lodi Garden just for a trip, and then you got hooked on to running four,
Yes.
five, 10, and
you
then
know
10 miles.
actually that's what it was, because I like I said, for me, I had to keep pinching myself that I could even walk. I would like just say, like, bring the car or some, like, I was just very very lazy to do anything. And one day I had started going to the gym after my son, because I had like put on a bit of weight, and that particular day the gym was shut. So I decided that since I'm wearing my fitness clothes and shoes and all, why go back home? I'll just go to Lodi Garden and take a round. So when I started walking, I just said, let me just run a little bit. And I ran. And before I knew it, I had reached half a round. And I stopped, not because I was tired, but I was stopped because I was shocked that, how the hell have I run half a round, which is about
Right.
a kilometer in Lodi Garden. And I was like, oh my God, like, I better stop. So the next day I got really excited and I went back and I decided to run the full round, which is approximately 2.2 kilometers.
Right.
And I managed to do that, and I felt like I don't know, I won the Oscar or something. And I kept doing that for around 3-4 months. And then I read an ad in the newspaper which was about Pinkathon, which was a all women's run. It was headed by Milan Soman, and it was to create awareness about breast cancer for women, and it became a yearly event. Sadly hasn't happened, obviously, because of COVID. But that was the starting point of me getting into like events of running, and then that led me to run my first 10-kilometer run, which actually I'd signed up for a 3k. But I started running, and I mean, I changed my bib to a 5k because some girls were there and they told me to run with them, and I ended up doing a 10k. I didn't run the full 10k, but I
Wow.
walked and ran, and I couldn't believe that I had touched that distance. And then I just got so hooked onto it. Then I signed up for the Airtel Delhi half marathon. And from there, it just went on. I've been to Amsterdam for a half marathon. I've been to Ladakh for a half marathon. I've done a full marathon distance alone on my own, which is 42.2K, not on an event, just during COVID time. So I think it's amazing that just how one act of yours can lead you into a passion for life. I mean, hopefully, if my body allows me to, I love to run till I can, because it's just a, not just a body game, it's a mind game. It's really, really made me a very different person. Like, it's made me value time. It's made me, unwind in so many ways. It's like so therapeutic, and it's
Of
so
course.
motivating. And not knowingly, unknowingly, I have managed to motivate so many people when I meet people at, like, I still have to pinch myself saying that I motivated you. Like, I'm still the one who's getting motivated every single day and every minute of my life. But it's amazing that it's happened. But
No, it
all
does,
I've,
because when I see your early morning posts as well, although when you talk about 42 kilometers, just listening to you hurts my knees. But when I do see that early morning run, I'm like, this, I've just woken up, and here she's already done with her run. It must be a very different morning, and obviously a very different start to the day when your mind has achieved something where everybody else is, just waking up and having their tea or coffee.
you
So
know, they,
does it feel like a new you when you do all this?
I don't know the old me anymore. Let me just say that. I
Uh,
think because it's been almost 9 or 10 years since I've been doing this. But yes, I am like changing every day. I'm getting stronger in my mind, like, because of the people I'm connected with, or the workouts that I'm doing, or I don't know, whatever's happening. It's just like every day is learning something new. Like, today was 90% humidity in the morning. I was like a tap. But I like, two or three of my friends have pushed me so much that I cannot quit a workout. That just keeps ringing in my mind, that no matter what, I have to finish my workout. So I was like drenched. I was like, if I could do this to my headband, I would be like Milkha Singh, with all the sweat pouring. But it's just an amazing feeling, because when you come back, the runner's high is a real high. It actually exists. It's not
mm,
just a term. And I think it's just amazing that the day I feel a little low, or the day I feel a little out of it, I used to earlier miss my workout, because maybe like you just give yourself
sure.
a little relaxation. But now I make it a point that on that day I must do it, because it's an instant upper. It's like an instant mood lifter. You don't need anything else. You come back and you're a changed human being. The sweating,
Wow.
the I don't know. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I mean, physical movement really, really does work on the mind, for sure.
And for you to motivate yourself, do you have an alarm? Do you have the the positive peer pressure that two of your friends are waiting, or you just or it's
I,
just
I don't run with anyone. I never used to. I've always been a solo runner. But and thanks to COVID, now all those things also have reduced, even if I did run. But I have like one or two mentors. Like, one of the person in my life who's recently, in the last 1 year, really influenced me, is constantly checking on my workouts and making sure that I don't quit. So
right,
what I do is I send him my workout, or I'll send it to another friend of mine, and between the two of them, I'm so guilty that if I don't do it, I will be whipped, literally. So it's just one of those things that you have to find your why, and you have to find your you have to just be answerable to one other person, which is actually being answerable to yourself at the end of the day. But it's just that
right,
that guilt will get you through, because there's another person who knows of what you're up to. Like what you say, na,
100%.
call your buddy and just be answerable
Right.
to someone.
I
So I
was
think
just
it's,
yes,
yes, it's kind of that. It's kind of that.
yes. So
I think,
that's exactly having a buddy partner is
yes.
completely trans. In fact, Jack Canfield, and I'm sure Chicken Soup for the Soul, everybody follows that. And so I had the opportunity to sit down with Jack Canfield over a lunch, and I spoke to him, and he said, what are your plans? So I gave him some very big dreams that I had, and he said,
Right.
don't go about achieving them alone. Have a tribe with you, and you'll get there faster, smarter, and happier. And so I guess subconsciously all of us are practicing that. You have a tribe, you have an accountability partner, and if somebody calls it a buddy partner accountability, but you
Yes.
correct it eventually accountability to the self.
Yes,
Okay. Now,
absolutely.
yeah. Now moving on, changing gears. A lot of people when they listen to you, uh, the first reaction of many human beings is to have an excuse. We actually I have got my children at home, my husband, my responsibilities, my entrepreneurial venture. अब मेरे पास time नहीं है रोज सुबह उठ के भागने का and all of that. And you've got, by the grace of God, you've got all of these responsibilities with you. So can
Right.
you tell our audience how you balance it all? Is there a format?
So I have to actually thank my son for the early mornings, because running happened because of him, because I used to go and drop him to the bus stop every morning at 5:45 was my alarm set, because I had to wake him up, and he goes to Vasant Valley, which starts at 7:25. So the bus used to come at 6:40. So 6:40 I had 6:35 I had to be at the bus stop. So I
Right.
had already been awake for so long that I was wide awake by the time I used to hit the bus stop. So I just started doing this for, like, a month, 2 months, and then I realized, I said, I don't go home and sleep immediately. Why don't I just get on and start running, like that Lodi Garden day and the gym day that happened. And thanks to this body clock, I've always been an early riser, but of course not 5:45 a.m. But it's just that I was so wide awake. I had already, had, like, of course he was much younger that time, helped him to get ready and stuff like that, and dropped him. So an hour when you've been awake, your mind is quite wired at that moment. So you can't just suddenly
Sure.
go back to sleep. So I think that kind of helped me to manage my timing of being the mother, and making sure he's in school by, like, watching him go to school, go inside the bus and go and do my workout. And I used to come back and get the best sleep of my life because I was done with my workout. I was done with my motherly duties. And my husband, luckily, is not a very demanding husband from a wife, in terms of, like, I don't have to, get his clothes ready or anything like that. He's very independent man that way. So I don't have any pressure like that. And thankfully, like, the house is run comfortably by my mother-in-law. So I am a very lucky girl that I have the bare minimum responsibilities, and whatever I have, I manage to make time. And even if we do go out at night and stuff, I choose my nights, because now my priority is my morning. So I have missed friends engagements and friends children's engagements in the last 10 years, because for me that event was the next morning. If there's an Airtel half marathon, I will miss the best party in Delhi. That's a given. So you have to choose your priorities, and then life just, I think you have to have an understanding spouse for sure. And you have to prioritize your home and your child and your husband in such a way that you are able to be a happy individual, so that you can make others happy. So, that's
I
important.
love what you said about making a choice. And I've always encountered this. Whenever you embark upon a new journey,
Right.
you temporarily lose your old friends.
Yes.
So, and that's okay, and that's okay, because they're your friends. They're always going to be there. You will make new people. I always say, when somebody is going for an MBBS or going for engineering or becoming a lawyer, they do miss out on Diwalis and New Year's and
Yes.
all of those major events in life, because 4 साल के लिए बच्चा पढ़ने गया, वो तो medicine करने गया.
Right.
And that is accepted by everybody, yes. But after we cross a certain age, we have to make ourselves believe that what I'm doing is equally important as if I was doing an MBBS or whatever earlier on, and it's okay to say no to the whole world for a bit.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
once
People
I'm
do
able to
think you're
find that,
crazy. People think
I'm
you're
sure.
crazy. People think,
Mm.
like, what's wrong with you? I mean, why can't you just skip it and all the, I mean, it's part of a training plan, and it's part of your discipline. So it's not about that one night. It's about, every other day or every other night. So if you're not going to be firm about what you really want to do, is then, you're not going to be able to do either, or you're not going to be able to enjoy going out. You're not going to be able to enjoy, of course. Having said that, it's not that I've not made exceptions. I have.
Sure,
But
sure.
mostly it's like a way of life now, that I it's become, I just enjoy this so much more than every other night out. Of course, I enjoy my nights out too, but there's a balance you have to strike, and then you prioritize according to what's more important on that particular day.
So is there like a target, like 5,000 miles before this much time, or how does that? What keeps you going?
It's actually event based pretty much. Like, if you have a goal, like I had a goal to run a 42.2 in December 2020, before, I mean, it was just something I wanted to do in 2020. So I worked from, it's a training plan that I started in like July or August, and then through July, August, September, October, November, worked on the plan, and December I was able to run the 42.2. So basically, you work, like right now, I'm not really working towards any event, because there aren't any running events happening. I was going to train for the Ladakh marathon again. I was wanting to do a full this time, but unfortunately, I don't think that's happening. So I'm just keeping like a, like a maintenance running plan, which is about 50 kilometers a week, 50 to 60 kilometers a week. So I'm running 4 times a week, but I don't have any goal right now. So if right now I have to, make a choice and go out on a particular night, I'm not going to be so strict about it. But
Sure.
I'm not going to not like, it's still going to be 4 days of the week for me, 99.9%, because that's what makes me happy. And that's what like my life has become now.
So, so for all of you who are listening, to have mini milestones in the form of these events coming up allows you to continue pushing yourself one event after the other. And it's okay to skip some events. But for everything that you're doing, either launching a webinar or an online course or starting a new business, there are times when you have to go into isolation. There are times you have to say no to everybody else. There are times you have to sleep early or sleep late, depending on how your format is based. You have to give yourself the permission to say, this temporarily is going to be something that consumes everything about me, and then come back to real life and find your balance. So I'm just trying to help everybody understand how what you are doing with your running can be incorporated in everybody's life with whatever passion that they may have.
Yeah, I learned so much from what I learn in running. I apply it to my life, like in so many ways, like it's made me so much more patient, like, running a 42.2 kilometer without music, without any hydration support, without any finishing line or anything like that. It requires a lot of mental discipline, which I didn't even know that I had, because I'm a very, very impatient person. But having said that, I did run the 42.2, which took me 4 hours and 47 minutes at that point, which I would, I wasn't even running for a time. Actually, I would have run, hope, if I was doing an event, then it would have been all about the race and the timing and stuff. So I really thoroughly enjoyed this run, because it was just a run for me. It was not that I had to finish it in a particular timing or stuff like that. But I think what you're saying makes total sense, because everything can apply to your work life, or your webinars, or your anything, or even like just a general life, or even being a mother or married or anything. It's just it can totally it's a discipline. So at the end of the day, it
Sure.
trains your mind, and it really makes you value time like anything.
Before we move ahead, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you people, how many people are getting super inspired by Sukriti's journey so far? Awesome. So
Thank you
Sukriti,
so much.
this is one thing that I've been wanting to ask you whenever we were to meet, but that's not happening anytime soon. So I thought I'll take this opportunity to ask you in front of, all of these are hard workers. There are about 100 entrepreneurs from different parts of India. Every single person, I've had almost every single person, except maybe the new people who joined recently. I've had multiple one-on-one conversations to be able to understand where they are in life, and truly hard workers, all of them. I sense that everything that you are doing, correct me if I'm wrong, or tell me how this, I sense from your social media posts, everything that you're doing is sort of leading to a journey where you are wanting to express yourself more, and as a result, be able to bring a smile to other people's faces without wanting to do that. What I'm trying to say is that I think sometimes in life, all of us people reach a stage where we do something, where we become a conduit and things flow through us. It could be a smile, a constant smile. It could be running, and all of these things are given to us to be able to help somebody else say, you know what, say you can do something similar too. And so, I don't like to use the word guru, but let's just say somebody who inspires others to say you too can do it. So for you, if I feel with, as you mentioned, with running and all of that, you become a constant source of inspiration for people who are looking at you and asking for that permission slip, and you're aware of this journey of where you are right now, because that awareness is what keeps keeps the journey real and keeps it more about others than yourselves. Are you feeling that transformation in yourself? I mean, spirituality is a very cliched word, so I don't like to say spiritual. Let's just say human, which is as beautiful a word as any other.
Right.
But do you feel that connection with, with something beyond you because of your running?
So yeah, I have always loved to express. So when I found Facebook, I found Facebook much before I found Instagram, and that's how I know you and you know me so much better than we did in school, because we
Sure.
express ourselves very openly on Facebook. I don't
Right.
think like whatever you are on your social media, how people say, how your lives are on social media, they should be like that in real, or like don't show this picture on social media. I and you, I don't think show that side. We don't have, I mean, we definitely don't have two sides. I can sense
Right.
that with your posts also. I mean, I am who I am on Instagram, and I am who I am off Instagram, is the same person. The only thing is, I would not like to share anything which is not motivating or positive, or which doesn't bring a smile to anyone's face, because I
Right.
don't believe in sharing negativity as a
Mm.
person, because I feel that's enough. And I'm not going on to Instagram to see someone's blood test report, or to just generally see something gory or anything like that, unless of course it's to help a someone on the road, or it's to help a dog get replaced or in a home or something. I just feel it's just nice to share things which inspire, or which, like you said, bring a smile to someone's face. So definitely I love to share. So many times I want to thank social media, and I want to thank Instagram, because so many of my runs, when I'm at 9.5 kilometers, I want to do that 500 meters more, just so that I can write 10K, so I think
Yes.
it's really, really, I've really used it very positively. I haven't used it so bashfully or to show off only. It's actually been a very big motivation for me, because for me to write that 10K, if I didn't have Instagram, I would have probably done the 9.5. I mean, it doesn't, who's checking, right? Like,
Right.
again, so I find Instagram as my buddy partner too, because
Lovely.
I feel that through that, I mean, there's so many. And I was a private account. I only became a public account when the video went viral. So that is when I actually realized that there's so many other people. I was very scared to go public in the beginning, because I didn't know what kind of people, what kind of comments. You're just open to the world. But when I did, I don't think I faced that much harassment at all. I think I only faced a lot of positivity, lot of blessings, lot of love. And so many like 22, 23-year old kids are like getting motivated by me, and I'm like, that's so sweet, and it's so much more inspiring to me. It gives me so much more of a responsibility to do, to do better at what I'm doing. So I feel that it's given a lot more to me than I've given to it. So I think
Lovely.
it's
I
amazing.
love that attitude, and I think when we document this show and put it on YouTube, we should. I've just found the title for the show. Instagram is my buddy partner. That
It
was just
really
fantastic.
is. I don't like. Somebody said the other day that I don't know, something about dying. So I said, if there's no Instagram up there, I'm not dying soon. I need to be. So yeah,
That
I
was
need to
fantastic.
post.
I think we found a nice title and a subtitle for this. For everybody else now, taking cue from what you just said, we want to bring, sort of shift gears and bring it back to that viral video that you didn't try for. Like people,
Oh
you know,
no.
I run an agency, I run a marketing company, and the entire the entire ecosystem is trying to get one viral video right. Like one viral. If you can charge anything if you can promise a viral video, and there's nothing you cannot manufacture it. It
Right,
happens.
right.
So for all of you people who've not heard this story, this is one of the most interesting stories that had happened across the country on social media and on TV, and then it went offline, online, everywhere. And the statistics that you told me last time were just mind-boggling. Can you tell us that story of how that unfolded?
So basically, I had gone for my vaccination, the COVID first dose, and I have needle phobia. It's called
So,
trichinophobia or something, I think.
sorry,
Sorry?
I'll just interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
Bhaskar, if you're there, can you please pull out the viral video because I'll ask you to play it right after. Thank you, Bhaskar.
Maybe
Just
you
just
should
just pull
maybe
out the.
you should play it before, and then they'll wonder if they should stick for the show.
I'm sure if I'd used that as a promo, we would have had 200 people instead of 100 today.
So yeah, so basically, I am a wreck when I go for injections since childhood. I think my son takes it like like as if maybe a mosquito bit him, but for me, it's like someone's just stabbed me with a sword or something. But it's a real phobia, and I know it's not so much about the pain, but it's just to go get the needle. It's just
Sure.
it's a phobia. So I went, and it was a hilarious video that got recorded by my sister-in-law and my brother, because we all happened to go together. And it was, it happened so amazingly that it looks like it was scripted, because it's a 30-second video, and there is not even 1 second in it which is not got some kind of funny element for others, not for me. I'm like totally freaked out. But from the nurse, what she said to what I am doing to what I came up with, like give me a minute or whatever, to I don't know, to my sister, like to the last bit of Dafa Ho Ja, I think everything was, I got trolled very badly also, because a lot of people said, oh, viral video ke liye kya karte ho and all. I was like, who knew this would be viral? I started getting messages that it was on all WhatsApp chats. I got messages from Afghanistan, I've got messages from Pakistan, I got messages from
Amazing.
Australia. I was like, what have I done? I was so scared. But then I got lovely messages, like, I don't know if I shared this with you, but like my mother's friend, her oxygen had dropped to 92, and they really tried hard to bring it up. She happened to see my video and her oxygen went up to 98. And I said, this is not Munna Bhai MBBS, But she did call me up and say, she actually told me, she's saying, I said, are you serious that this really happened? So she said, it actually did. And her daughter confirmed it. So I don't know what happened. This was just a blessing of God, because that time of COVID, the second wave was so bad.
Yes.
It was so sad. There was just only sadness all around. And this video, I think, came at that point as just a very hilarious video. And because it was still to do with COVID, it was, I think it still somehow touched hearts or chords somehow. I don't know what happened, because like you said, it was never intended to go viral. It wasn't even, I didn't even post it on Instagram the day it happened. I just decided to post it a week or 10 days later, just like that, because it was so hilarious that I said, okay, let me just post it. Then it got shared by Viral Bhayani, who's got some 3.2 million followers, and Pink Villa. And that's how even on my own account, where I just have, like, maybe at that point I had 2,000 followers, I had 2.8 million views on my account.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's a standalone account. I'm not some celebrity, you know what I mean? So on Pink Villa, it had 7-8 million. On Viral Bhayani, it had, I don't know, it wherever I went, it was just this video. So it was too funny when it happened.
Do you have a view count so far, approximate?
So on mine, I think last I saw it was 2.8, and then these are the two big handles that I know of, Pink Villa and Viral. So 10 over there, I think, and maybe around 7, or I don't know, must be around 20-30 million between this. And then there were a lot of others who shared, because everyone started giving me credit. So I came to know a lot of others from Pune, from Bombay, from London, somebody shared it. So I don't know all of those accounts, but it was shared really widely. So I really have no count of
that. That is just fantastic. It's a beautiful story, because this is how I decode that video. This is a video of somebody who gave herself the permission to be vulnerable in front of others.
Yes.
The 2,000 people that were following her, she said, let me be vulnerable in front of them. And yes, sometimes it's difficult because you don't want to share your personal stories and all of that. But that's how social media works. You give yourself and others the opportunity to see that you're as real as them.
Right.
That sometimes catches fire, but nobody expected 17-20 million. I've been in social media for 11 years. I've not seen one video which has gone viral the way this has. Bhaskar, can you please play that video, please?
अच्छा जितना ऐसे करोगे आपको दर्द अच्छा ठीक है जितना कोऑपरेट नहीं करोगे आपको दर्द मम्मी 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 बिहेव टू दे जाओ नहीं बोल सकते आप जाओ अच्छा सॉरी बिल्कुल सीधा रहो और बिल्कुल आवाज नहीं होनी चाहिए अच्छा मम्मी बोल दो कुछ नहीं बोलना एक कुछ तो बोलना दो मूविंग ओके इतना तो दर्द होगा ही हो नहीं सकता हो गया हाँ दफा हो जा
So there was somebody who even made a remix on this. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I did actually. The guy with the music, right? The music.
Yeah. Somebody made
you thanked him as well.
Remix on it. It was crazy. I don't know. So I was saying, so those two weeks of my life, in the worst time of our lives as a whole, as a country, I think that was a blessing of God, that for those 2 weeks, which was so bad, like every day you would just hear of people dying, and it was like the entire city was like a crematorium. But somehow this video was the only thing that people could allow themselves to laugh, because I think it was still something to do with COVID. So I think that's why it was maybe enjoyed more, and it was taken like a lot of people sent me messages like a breath of fresh air to watch this, like things like that, because it was a very grim and a very sad time. Actually,
Yeah,
going on social media
absolutely.
at that point was really, really bad, because all you would see is oxygen cylinder needed, or, remdesivir. I mean, it was a bad time. So I think it was just God's way of maybe making me, like you said, a medium to maybe make some people smile, which I'm very, very grateful for.
To watching your journey from afar and knowing that you're inclined towards spirituality and and things beyond yourself. The one thing that did not come as a surprise to me was that this video went viral, because I totally believe when you have the energy, you are chosen to share, and that's an opportunity to chosen to share. And when you acknowledge the opportunity, when you acknowledge the fact that I have been chosen, which means there are millions of other people who are waiting to be chosen, but
Right.
maybe they're not ready for whatever reason, and that cleanses a human being, and it's a gift. And it's a
Absolutely.
gift to be able to go to so many people's homes and bring a smile to their faces. Every single shift. I've got this belief since forever. I've had this belief. You spoke about dying and going to heaven. I've always had this belief that when I die and go to heaven, uh, God's secretary is going to receive me, and they say he'll be with you in 10 minutes. And there's going to be a nice waiting room. In that waiting room, there's going to be a big 100-inch TV. I'm going to get my favorite coffee, and she's like, just watch this 10-minute video, and then you can come inside. So that video will be my life story from start to end. Except, and I'll be given headphones. Except, what's going to be different about this video is that I'll have my headphone, and there'll be two monitors on my heart. Every single word that I've said, knowingly or unknowingly, to everybody else, if they skipped a heartbeat, or if they felt bad, whatever emotion the other person felt because of me, I'll feel that throughout my life. So I'll see how many people I made feel amazing, and how many people felt really crappy because of what I said, knowingly or unknowingly. And at the end of that whole movie, I'll know exactly where I stand as a human being. And that's when she'll come back and say, Miss Arya, God is ready to see you now. So, so every single thing that we do, every single thing that we do, every single thing that we do makes an impact on other people, shifts people slightly differently. We might think it's just a small word. Sometimes just call up somebody and say, you know what, I saw your post online, you were looking amazing, or you're feeling amazing. Thank you for doing that. It's what seems something so ordinary has the power to shift somebody's state for the entire day. And then they'll change somebody's mood and change somebody's mood. Now, these are small actions that people should take every day. I always say, if you're not feeling good, just call up somebody, make them feel good. It's like a viral injection that comes back to you. But to be able to motivate 17 plus million views, and the way that video is going every day, the numbers are increasing, is just brilliant. To 17 million people have shifted or smiled even for that 1 second. So when you see that the movie on that 100-inch TV, you're going to get some
But
good
I'd like
score
to
there on
take
the board.
this opportunity to tell you and compliment you that I think everyone here is going to agree with me. I think if I ask them to comment that I think there's you can post 10 posts a day, but I'd still want to read all 10 of them, because all 10 of them will motivate a person in a different way. And you are always not insecure about your position. You come from a space where I grow, and I want the whole world to grow with me, which is such an amazing mindset, which is so inspiring. And it's God bless you for that. So your TV is going to be much bigger than 100-inch. And you're definitely going to get the presidential suite.
Thank you. I so look forward to the presidential suite for sure. But I always believe, you know what? I always believe you see in others what you have inside of you, and that's how a tribe is built. That's how a community is built. That during that point in time, you at crossroads meet people and say, you know what? I like what you're doing, because maybe that's showing me a reflection of who I am or who I can become. And so, thank you for saying that, because it is right now the most freeing phase of my life where I don't care. It's very difficult not to care. There's so many things that bog you down, but yes, the journey has just about sort of gotten started. Now, I have two more questions. Thank you, once again for giving us your time. But before we go to the last two questions, like you said, the follower count went up, and to say thank you
Right.
for your time, one thing that we can give you is at least 100 new followers, and I'm sure everybody would like to follow. So if you can, Bhaskar, if you can please put Sukriti's Instagram handle live link in the comments. And then everybody, guys, if you can, when you follow her, if you can just say done. So people are saying done already.
So
There we go.
sweet. Thank you
So
so
if
much.
you can follow right now, and I'm sure you'll be inspired every day. And some of you people might feel the pain every time she says 42 kilometers, and some of you may say, you know what, whatever it takes, I'm regardless, I'm going to go ahead and make that happen.
No, thank you very much. This is really, really kind of all of you, and of course you, Avi.
Great. So last two questions which I wanted to take from the audience, because we sent some questions to them, and they sent these questions back to us. I feel scared. I'm not going to name the people because I'm not sure if they want to be named, but if you do, then you can say, go ahead and I'll take your name. I feel scared that if I be as vulnerable, I'll be judged, and then I'll feel that fear that I felt earlier on when I was judged, and so therefore I hold back my light and I'm not able to do anything. What should I
Sorry,
do?
sorry.
So the question from the audience was that I want to be as vulnerable and share my message like Sukriti does, because we
Right,
sent emails to people saying that you're coming online, what's your story, and
right,
ask
right,
you.
right. Okay,
So
okay.
they said, I want to do what she's doing, but I feel scared. If I'm judged, I'll feel very hurt, and I won't be able to get over it. So therefore, I'd rather be oblivious, rather be sort of in the background, and I don't need to know what's happening on social media, and as a result, not shine bright. It troubles the gentleman or the lady here. It troubles him or her not to shine bright, but at the same time, he or she is very scared. What happens when people hurt me back? So
But
what would you say to them?
I think that you should go ahead and just post what you want to post, and not wait like this to see what's going on, because I think that every minute of not getting that like is like 1 year, and you're just like, oh, shall I delete my post, and is it not nice or stuff like that. But I have posted the silliest of reels. I posted myself doing some Nirma ad of my own which I made and all. So it's not that I don't feel weird posting at that point, but then I just said, like what you say, dekhi jayegi, just do it because it
Right,
makes me
right,
happy. And out of like the 2,500 followers that I have right now, I might just get like 200 people liking it, or maybe 150, or maybe just 40 people commenting on it. But that is just the point. The people who are responding to you are the people who are engaging with you for that particular post, and just be grateful for that and be happy about that. And if there is somebody who writes something which is not so nice, you can kindly tell them to unfollow. Nobody's asking you to watch your stuff, I mean my stuff, if you don't want to. So there's the person who is actually following you and not liking your post is the biggest fan. So take that as a
right.
compliment. So, and
100%.
also I feel that if you're not comfortable posting something, then don't post it till you are comfortable. But the comfort is never going to come because you keep seeking validation, because that is what social media is after all. Like if even if I post something on social media and I don't get any validation, I'm not going to
Sure.
just say it didn't matter to me, because of course it's going to matter to me. All the views and the likes and the comments, that's why you're posting at the end of the day.
Right.
But it's not going to stop me from posting. I may not feel all gung-ho about it at that point, that, oh, this post got ignored, but it's okay. I still posted it because it's my account and I like to post it. And trust me, it's like there has to be someone out there who's going to resonate with what you post. It can't not be.
100%.
Out of my
100.
experience of spending and investing so much on Instagram, I've learned that there will be takers.
100%. And people who need to listen to that message, the one thing I've almost never shared online is I do a silent prayer before posting anything. And I say, let this post reach the people who need to listen to this.
Right.
And then it could be two people. And then that post is worth
Yes,
it. Then it could be just
absolutely.
two people. Yeah.
And
Okay.
sometimes you don't even
Yeah.
get the response, you don't even get the thing that you're looking for. But when you go out there, the same person who you think is not even on Instagram is going to be the one who's going to come out
Yes.
and say, because of you I got into running, or because of you. And I'm like, are you on Instagram and do you follow me? So it's like you don't even know what works and where and how.
100%. 100%. So my last question is, talk to us about your brand. It's Suku Suku, and what is it for? When are you launching, relaunching? Talk to us about how can people find you if they want to work with you.
So, Suku Suku is a resort wear brand which I started a long, long time ago, and it was doing really well. And we had formed a niche. And unfortunately, when COVID happened, I had produced so much stock that I'm stuck with a lot of stock now. So I have stopped production for the time being. That's why I wasn't talking much about it at the moment. But I will restart at some point because fashion is my passion, and I love to dress up and I love to dress people up. So hopefully in time, when the time is right, I will relaunch, because holidays were not happening and resort wear is mostly a holiday wear. So it's more for beach
Sure.
and cover ups and stuff. But having said that, I've still been selling my stock through it all, like on, like on personal, like appointment basis and stuff. So yeah, but it's been a really amazing journey, that too, because it allows me to play with colors, it allows me to play with clothes, it allows me to style, it allows me to model, which also I love to do. I used to love to model for my own clothes. So it gave me a lot, and I had wonderful workers with me. Unfortunately, we are all out of work right now because
Right.
of a personal choice, because I don't want to continue to produce for the time being. But hopefully sooner than later we will get back. Yeah, but it's called Suku Suku World on Instagram.
You find me loser, set me